I think about the question which movies have good sound design score. A movie that actually doesn't immediately come to mind is Tenet from Christopher Nolan. Not because the score is bad. I wouldn't say that at all. I think there's some really well composed score in Tenet. I think that Ludwig Göransson is a talented composer. So what's the problem here? Well, the problem is that there are scenes in the movie where the score is so loud, the sound is at such a high volume that it's literally hard to understand what the characters in the movie are saying. I think that the pitch meeting, Ryan George does a great job of pointing this out and making fun of the scenes in the movie where the score is so loud that you feel like you have to have the subtitles on in order to understand what the characters are saying. This is something that people were pointing out after they saw the movie in the theaters. Like, wow, there are scenes in the movie where I legitimately had a hard time understanding what the characters are saying to each other because the movie is so loud. So I think the problem here is that Christopher Nolan, Ludwig Göransson sometimes just went too intense, too loud with the score and sound design. That's unfortunate because I've listened to score from Tenet on my own before outside of watching the movie, and I like the use of instruments like drums, for example. It's really well done, honestly. I mean, Ludwig Göransson is the guy who also did the score for Black Panther, and he did a really good job there. But when you look at the score for Black Panther, there's not that moment in the movie where the score is so loud that it's legitimately hard to understand what the characters are saying to each other. This hasn't been a problem with other movies that Ludwig Göransson has composed. I don't know the exact reason why this ended up being the case, whether it was Nolan's decision or someone else's decision. So I don't actually know if it was Christopher Nolan and Ludwig Göransson that were at fault or if it was someone else's idea, but whatever the circumstances might have been, the score sometimes is just too loud, where you feel like you legitimately need to have the subtitles on to understand what the characters are saying to each other.